food is a very real connection from people. Like, and people are bringing their culture and their love with food. Like, the fundamental unit of connection for social groups in the human species is the exchange of sitting down and exchange of food, right?
Yep.
It's the oldest and earliest. Like, you and I are one group because you and I sit down to eat together.
Yeah.
Right? Because food is so important. And then discovering other groups and how they are, their food language is directly analogous to other forms of diversity in other areas. And so for gamers, it is sitting down to feast on a game.
Yep.
Right? And that could be an online game. That could be other kinds of stuff. You're old enough to remember having to deal with, if you played online, just nonstop homophobic remarks as the default for gaming.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
Where you just had to start, like, making comments to get it to stop. You're like, that was the default. And as we talked about social media earlier, and we talked about lead earlier, I like to tell people the internet and social media is just a technology like we didn't understand, like X-rays, nuclear power, lead. It is the thing that these are things we exposed the human animal to before we understood the ramifications of what we had created.
Yep.
Just flat out. And we're going to be cleaning up for this for a while. But I feel like the communities and friendships that I made first on like Worlds of Warcraft 20 years ago made me realize I can make real online friends. And then like here again, this is sort of an echo, like, oh, I can make real friends through this app. Real connections.
Back when World of Warcraft first started, if you remember, there was a big to-do about Blizzard banning LGBTQ. What were they called? When you join a guild. So person said it and they banned them. I was a part of that whole thing because I was a part of Stonewall Champions, which was one of the biggest ones there.
Wow.
And when that one got banned, we were all like, excuse me? What are you doing? And so, I was part
like it's in the name. It's like in the name.
Well then that started because we had people in the guild who knew people in Blizzard who were going to them being like, what are you doing? What are you going to do to us? Why did you do that to them? And the initial PR response was so bad, but it was 2004, and they're like,
yes, well, the blowback election ends up happening then, like this, like anti-gay marriage legislation, and like polarizing people to get this to be a thing.
The initial response was like, well, why are you here anyways? We don't want you here. We're like, oh, cool.
Okay. Okay.
But so that was like my first ever MMORPG. Within my first year, I was embroiled in this Blizzard-wide PR nightmare of should gay guilds be allowed to exist?
So where is this in relationship to you being the face of gay marriage in Minnesota? Is that like 6 years later? If folks don't know, Greg is the face of gay marriage in Minnesota.
In Minnesota. Through my own fault. I did it bad.
What's the year difference between you?